Hey, good morning. It's George from Joint Effort Exercise. I am here in our beautiful Niantic location. And this is class number 7 of our Introduction to Balance and Strength. So what we'll need today is a sturdy piece of furniture or something to hang on to. I have these handrails that I will be using for mine, but as we've been doing in the previous classes, you can use a chair, countertop, whatever is sturdy that you're going to be able to be confident that will be able to hold you while you're doing some of the more challenging balance exercises. You're going to need some weights. I have some here that I will be using. So just 2 weights. Doesn't have to be anything heavy. As I've been recommending, you can also use cans or something around the house that has a little bit of weight, not too much, but just give a little bit of additional resistance to your muscles so we can overload them to help with strength, muscular strength, as well as bone strength. All right, so without further ado, what we'll do is we'll get into our warm-up. So let me just start the timer here, and we'll be good to go. All right. Okay, so we'll just start with our normal modified jumping jacks. So you're going to start in the center, step out to the right, arms go above the head, step out to the left, arms go above the head, so on and so forth. I was a little backwards with that one. So now I'm going out to the right, now I'm going to the left. I do know those. Hope everybody's having a great morning so far. Looking forward to get back into this. I was on vacation for a little bit, so appreciate you guys practicing those other classes. All right, so that was about 30 seconds of those. Now, what we'll do is we'll spread our feet apart, so a little bit wider than shoulder width, and you can hang on to your sturdy surface if you need to. Just have your hands hovering over, and you're just going to go side to side, just like that. Okay, so you're just going to bring your heels as close as you can to your rear end as you shift your weight side to side. Again, getting those hamstrings warmed up, your hips, starting to get your heart rate up a little bit as well. We have about 5 more seconds of this. And rest. Very good. Okay. Our next one we'll do is our high knees. So you're going to just have feet about shoulder width apart. You could have your hand hovering over the top of or holding on to your chair or whatever surface you're using, and just bring your knees up just like so. So you might even feel a little bit of a stretch in your glutes or in your hamstrings while you're doing this. That's totally fine. That's kind of part of the reason why we warm up. We want to not only get our cardiovascular system ready for the work that we're about to do, but also to get your muscles loosened up a little bit and have like essentially a dynamic stretch or dynamic warm up. So that's why it's important to do these. We have about 5 more seconds. And good. Okay. And the last one that we'll do is our side step with our chest opener. So just like so. So same kind of way with your feet. So stepping out to the sides, just like that. But this time you're stretching out the muscles of your chest, your shoulders, getting the upper back involved, which we will be using a bit today. So really getting everything into the equation. Starting to work. 5 more seconds of this, and then we're going to introduce the first set of exercises. All right. And rest. Very good. All right, so the first exercises that we're going to do, we're going to have our feet together. You don't have to do anything just yet. I just want to introduce them. So feet are going to be together, and all I'm going to do is go side to side, okay? So my feet are literally touching, and we're just going to go side to side. And you'll just kind of watch me or just look at your computer as you're doing this. That will be the first exercise. The second one, you're going to have your feet about shoulder width apart. And I want you to go up onto your tiptoes, just like so. So for this one, you can have your hand over the top of your surface that you're using. But I want you to reach to the opposite direction, okay? So I'm going to reach with my left hand over to my right hand over to the left, okay? So just like that. A little bit of a twist in my torso as I'm doing it, just to get a little bit of the core muscles involved, your oblique muscles. So we're going to get it started in 3, 2, 1. So feet together, and we're just going to go side to side. just like that. So nice and easy, slow controlled movement. You should feel your core muscles tighten as you do this. And if you don't, just kind of tighten them on your own. And you're going to be pulling yourself back up into that shifting momentum side to side. We have about 5 more seconds. 2 and 1. Very good. Now we're going to put our feet about shoulder width apart. And so you can have your hands wherever you want them to be, but just have them over, I shouldn't say that. Have your hand over the top of your surface that you're using, up onto your tiptoes, and reach across. So now I'm using my hand on the right side to be on the top of the chair or whatever sturdy surface you're using, going up onto my tiptoes, reaching up with my left hand towards my right. So do your absolute best not to hang on with this. You just want it to be hovering over if you can. So you're getting, you have to use you can use all the muscles of your lower body, your core, your glutes to keep you in place. All right. So we're going to shift back to that first exercise, feet together. And we're just shifting our torsos right to left. Just like so. Perfect. Nice and easy. About 5 more seconds here. And obviously, like with anything else, hope you know this by now. Do this at your own pace. Okay, and rest. All right, so now I'm just going to alternate. So before I was using my left hand reaching over to my right, I'm just going to do the exact opposite. Okay, so I'm going to stand my feet about shoulder width apart. Right hand is ready. Up onto the tiptoes and reach to the left. Up onto the tiptoes and reach to the left. Just go up as high as you can and twist and do this again. You can have your hand hovering over the top of your surface that you're using for balance, but try as best as you can not to use it. About 5 more seconds, so we should have time for 1 more, and we're good. Okay, so that was the first group of movements. We're going to move to the second one, so just grab some water if you have it near you, and I'm going to explain the next 2 movements. So the first one, we're going to be in a semi-tandem stance, which was, remember, your feet are just slightly apart, but one almost in front of the other, but slightly to the side. And this one, what we're going to do is we're going to just lift our head up and down. So cervical flexion and extension, just like that. If that feels too easy, you can put one foot in front of the other and do it. So now we're changing, again, our line of vision, which adds another challenge to the balance. And then the next exercise, our dynamic movement, is going to be a side step with a high knee, okay? So you're going to side step and high knee. Now you're going to go to the other side, high knee, okay? And with this one, you want to try as best as you can not to touch and then go up, okay? So I want you to take that side step, high knee, and then you can go down, and then you're going to go up like this, and then go down just like so, okay? So you just follow as I do it, all right? So we're going to get started in about 30 seconds. So again, we're going to start off with our one foot sort of in front of the other, if you can, just like this. And then we're just going to have our core muscles nice and tight. Have your hand hovering over the top of your chair or whatever you're using. If you can do it without it, that's great. But always have that, hand ready in case you need it. Okay. So we're going to start facing, with our vision facing forward, and look up and then down. So we're going to do 30 seconds, just like this. So just try to change what you're looking at. So I'm looking at the ceiling, then down to the floor. And as you change what you're looking at, you'll notice that your ankles are working a little bit harder to keep you in place. We have about 5 more seconds of doing this. And rest. Okay, very good. All right, and just remember which foot you had in front. So I had my right foot out in front that time. I'm just going to switch my next time. So you do the same. All right, so that side step to high knee. So you're going to, we're starting right now. So you're going to step, high knee. So you should feel that right hip working, and then down. Step, high knee, down. Just like that. So a little bit of a pause. It shouldn't be so quick to where it's all momentum. I want you to have control over what you're doing. And for those side steps, you can just step just a little bit, just so you can still hang on to or have access to the chair that you're using. So you just step, high knee, and down. Very good. Okay, so that was the first set of those. Now, again, we're going to go back to that first movement. If it was too easy, you can put one foot in front of the other. But I'm just going to keep my semi-tandem stance, hands down to the sides, and I'm looking up and down, just like so. Okay, and as I said before, whenever you're changing your line of vision, you'll start to feel those muscles in your ankles and your legs work where you wouldn't necessarily think they would, but the changing of what you're looking at really challenges the balance, okay? All right, so that was that one. Let's go back to that, that side step with a high knee. So same thing, we're gonna start it in 5 seconds. You'll take that side step, high knee, down. Side step, high knee, down. If you can, side step up, then side step back. Just try to, you can do it that way too. But if you need to keep going down each time, that is totally fine. Okay. About halfway into this one. Looking good. And last one. And good. All right, so that was sequence number 2. We are going to move along, so get some water. We'll go a little bit faster than this time through. So the first one, we're going to be in a semi-tandem stance, but more of like a split stance. So your feet are a little bit wider this time. You're going to hang on to your weight, so whatever you're using for your resistance, and we're going to do what's called a wood chop. We've done this one before, so just like that. And then the next one we're going to do is called a step back with a mini twist. So you're going to step back behind you, and you're going to twist towards the side that you stepped back, okay? So we'll go through those in just a few seconds. We have about 15 seconds, but we're going to start off with our semi-tandem stance wood chop, all right? So we're going to take the weight, and you're going to hold it, whatever you're using for resistance. And if you don't have any resistance, that's totally fine. Just kind of put your hands together. Okay, so you're going to have your right foot back behind you. I'm twisting down towards my right knee and then up towards my left shoulder. Okay, so just like that. And for this one, just keep your vision right on the computer or whatever screen that you're watching me on. You don't have to twist your head this time. We will do that in the next couple of classes where you're actually following the resistance, which adds a little bit more challenge to it, but this I'm sure is challenging enough to begin with. All right, and then the next one, so you can just put your weight down, and you're going to step back with your right foot, bend that right knee just a little bit, and you're just going to twist a little bit towards your to your right. So stepping back with that right knee or right foot, twisting to the right, come back to the center, and good. Step back with the right, twist to the right, back to the middle, and forward. Just like that. Okay, you want to keep your core muscles nice and tight the whole time that you're doing this. So just a little bit of a step, twisting to the right, or twisting to the surface that you have for balance there. So that's really what you want to be doing. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my weight again, and I'm going to do the wood chop, but this time I'm going to put my left foot back behind me, a little bit of a bend in my knees, and I'm twisting down to the left and up to the right. Okay, so just a nice diagonal wood chop, just like so, a little bit of a bounce as I'm doing it. And again, just keeping the vision right towards me or the computer, whatever you're watching this on. All right, 3 seconds. This is the last one. And good, very good. Okay, so now we're going to step back with the opposite foot. So I did my right foot last time. Now I'll do my left foot. So I'm going to step back with my left foot, a little bit of a bend, and twist to my left, and then back forward. Step back, twist left, come back forward. Okay, just like that. Okay, and you can still keep your hand on the surface that you're using for stability. With this one, you really just need to be changing your line of vision, so as I mentioned earlier. Okay. All right, very good. We are more than halfway done now. So grab some water and we'll go through the next 2 movements. The first one you'll need some resistance for. So just going to grab a dumbbell, you use whatever you have. And we're going to do what's called a tandem stance. So this one, you're going to put one foot in front of the other. You're going to have your hand on whatever chair, whatever you're using. And I'm just going to use my opposite hand. So right now I have my left foot in front of me. I'm using my left hand, and I'm just going to bring that weight out to the side, just like so. So just like that. So I'm going to start with the left, and then go to the right. And then the next one I will be doing is called opposite knee to elbow. So this one, I want you to put your hands behind your ears, and you're just going to twist like that, okay? So you're going to bring your right knee up and try to touch it with your left elbow and vice versa, okay? All right, so let's get started with that first one that I did. So my left foot's in front of me. My right hand is over the top of the surface that I'm using, and I'm going out to the side, just like so. Okay, and nice slow controlled movement, a little bit of a bend in those knees. And if you can do it with your hand on your stomach or down to the side, that is better, but obviously you have that surface there if you need to have your hand hovering over the top of that. All right, so I'm going to put my weight down and I will go into that opposite knee to elbow. So this one's a little bit challenging from a coordination standpoint. So you're going to have your hands behind your ears. I want you to shift your weight. So you're going to try to, you don't have to obviously touch your elbow to your knee, but you're just going to kind of twist that way. So we'll just do it slowly to start off with. Left elbow going towards right knee. Catch your breath. Same thing on the other side. Left elbow, right knee. Right elbow, left knee. Just like that. A little bit of a twist. Okay. Looking good. 3 seconds. And rest. Very good. Okay. Back to my tandem stance. So that right foot's going to be in front this time. And my left toes are touching my right heel. Core muscles nice and tight. And you're just going out to the side with your right hand this time. Okay. Remember, keep those core muscles tight. A little bit of a bend in those knees. Just like so. Looking good. About 10 seconds left. You remember, you can go at your own pace. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Weight can go down. And now we're going to go into the opposite knee to elbow. So feet about shoulder width apart, a little wider than shoulder width apart, I should say. Hands behind the ears. And just going to shift my weight to my right leg. Bring my left knee up. Bring my right elbow down. And same thing on the other side, just vice versa. Okay. So nice and easy, side to side. Just like that. And if you can go faster than this, by all means, you can do so. But this is a very challenging one to start off with, just from a coordination standpoint. So if you feel like you're struggling with that, you are in very good company. This is a very challenging one for a lot of our clients when they first started. Okay, you can relax. So we are down to our last sequence of movements. So we'll do a static lunge with a pass around. So get some water while I show you this. So static lunge, you're going to have your feet kind of far apart, further apart than they are for a lot of the exercises. And we're going to just have our knees bent, and we're just going to pass the weight around. So developing some momentum going around. You're just going to go clockwise first and then vice versa. And then the second exercise that we'll do is called a split stance row. So you're going to be in this position here. We've done this before. And you're just going to pull back, okay? Just like that. All right, so let's get started with that first one. We're going to put our left foot out in front with a big bend in that left leg. Same thing with the right leg. And you're just going to take the dumbbell, and we're going to go clockwise with this, or dumbbell, or whatever you're using for resistance. So again, we have some momentum shift as you're going side to side with the dumbbell, just like that. About 10 seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. All right, so my left foot was out in front that time. We're going to just do the right foot next time. But for this one, I'm going to put my right foot in front, have the dumbbell in my left arm. I'm going to lean over and pull up with my left arm. So I'll show you what I'm doing in this position, just like that. So exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. Just like so. So you should be feeling that right leg getting a little bit tired now. We have about 5 more seconds. And rest. Very good. Okay, now we're just going to switch. So your right foot's going to be in front now, just like it was for the previous exercise. And this time we're going counterclockwise. Okay, so we're just going to pass the dumbbell around, or whatever resistance you're using. So my feet are probably about 1.5 feet apart. And I'm just passing around just like so. We're almost there. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. All right, and our last exercise, our left leg's going to be out in front this time. Which one? Yep, left leg out in front, right leg back behind. So slight bend in both of them, and we're just going to pull the resistance back with our right arm. So you remember, you're leaning over just a little bit, so your face should be kind of over your foot, your left foot, and you're just pulling back and just squeezing as you get to the top. So this helps with posture. This helps with your arm strength, upper back strength. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. We are done, folks. All right. Excellent job today with those. Grab some water. I'm just going to grab a chair quickly, and we're going to go through our normal stretches that we'll do. So I'm just going to shift my computer down a bit. Okay, very good. All right, so let's get started with the stretches. So I'm just going to put my right foot out in front, and I'm going to just lean forward. So I'm keeping my right leg almost straight, but not completely. So what that will do is allow you to get a better stretch up in the sort of the top part of your hamstrings, in the center. Just going to hold that position for about 15 seconds. All right, 2, 1, and rest. All right, let's keep that leg totally straight now. Going to point the toe up towards your chest, and then just lean forward. So this one, you should start to feel that stretch in your calf and sort of behind your knee. So what we call the proximal attachment point of your calf muscles. And same thing, about 15 to 20 seconds is usually good. All right. Okay, switch to the other side now, same thing. Left leg out in front, slight bend in that left knee, and just leaning forward. So you should feel a nice stretch in that left hamstring. About 5 more seconds. All right. Okay, you're going to keep that leg totally straight now, toes pointed towards your chest, and just shift your torso forward a little to feel a nice stretch in your calf and the and behind your knee. All right, very good. Now we'll just switch. So now to a different stretch. Put the left leg over your right. So this one I'll face you just like that. So my left ankle is pretty much on my right knee. Taking my left hand and I'm leaning forward. So you should feel a good stretch in that left hip and sort of in your hamstring as well. If your hamstrings are super tight, which many people's are. So you should be, again, feeling it in your left hamstring, kind of your glute and your hip, like the lateral part of your leg. About 3 more seconds here. All right, and we'll switch to the other side. So my right leg is over my left now, using my right hand to just kind of keep my knee in place so it doesn't get pushed down. 5 more seconds of this one. All right, and that is good for those. Now, I'm just going to move back a little bit. I need to put my camera up a little. Okay. All right, last one is going to be our hip flexor stretch. So you're going to put your right leg back behind you. And left leg is bent a little bit. Right leg is almost straight. Just shifting my weight forward so you feel a nice stretch in the top of your right leg, excuse me. And we're just going to hold that. Okay, straighten that front leg out. And now we'll switch. So now my left leg's going back behind me. So I have a little bit of a bend in my right leg. Left leg is almost straight. Shifting my weight forward. So you should feel a good stretch in the top of your left leg, where your torso meets your leg. And just hold that stretch. All right, very good. That is Joint Efforts Introduction to Balance and Strength, class number 7. So I hope you're enjoying everything so far. As I say at the end of each class, if you have any feedback whatsoever, I would love to hear it. My email is george@jointeffortexercise.com. So if you want a little bit more of something, a little bit less of something, please let me know. And I'd be glad to make any modifications just to make sure that your experience is as positive as possible. So hope you enjoyed the class, and we'll see you for class number 8. See ya.